So today we are at the Lux Bangladesh Eid ul Adha Gala exhibit. We have today with us is the MD and Chief Curator of HerNet Fine Arts. Let's introduce Miss Alisha Pradhan. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling excited, Paul. How are you feeling?
So this has been incredible. This is the first time in an exhibition. That's an art exhibition within an exhibition, and just behind you there's a sustainable or recycled art that has been incredible. How do you think about that? How has it been created?
Thank you so much. This is an art installation representing recycling in Bangladesh. So as you can see, everything is just, so this is actually an installation of, I can phrase it like this, craft made from crab. So these are all, wasted materials. This is a process where we're trying to bring it for recycling. And this art has been appreciated by everyone, every local and every foreigners. And just to add up, this is a very new concept for Bangladesh, Paul, as you know. This is actually a lifestyle event where, people come for shopping and food and, celebrating their lifestyle. And as HerNet Television, which is also a concern of HerNet Foundation, for last 6 years, we have changed the promotion industry when it comes to these sorts of initiative by women or any community engagement serving the SDGs. So we have been supporting more than 200 or 300 events as partners, and Lux Bangladesh for last 6 years has been also partnering with HerNet Television. So for us, it was like a family, and just in a matter of 2 days' notice, suddenly we realized, as you know, we were discussing that we want to bring art into mainstream of Bangladesh. So art is not just to be restricted to gallery or, in finer places. So we are changing the norms. So we're trying to changing the norms, and we always wanted to establish a new way of, representing art and creating alternative opportunities and exposure of art. So this is a sample of what an art fair would look like in Bangladesh. We haven't had any art fairs, so this is what we are trying to do, and that's why we have participated. And so far, it has been a magnific response from people, and this is what we're trying to do, connecting these people who are lifestyle conscious, but maybe not so much into art. So this is the exposure and introduction to this type of target people with the art.
So that is really important, because so far we have seen in Bangladesh art has been somewhat related to elitism and a few selected elite peoples. But now we need to democratize art and bring it to the mass people, and then we can actually flourish the art landscape of our country. And we have been seeing that HerNet Foundation has been pioneering in this position. We have recently seen it has been done a tremendous 10 days art exhibition and a large art camp featuring one of the best and finest artists in Bangladesh in Intercontinental Hotel. And on top of that, after just 3 days, there's another big event, and we are also seeing HerNet Foundation and HerNet Fine Arts in that. How have you overcoming the difficulties and doing such incredible, whatever art exhibitions, say it art camp? How are you doing it?
Well, exactly. When you are walking a path that has been, taken by everyone, it becomes easier. But the journey that HerNet Foundation has taken to HerNet Fine Arts has been quite challenging, given we are expanding the trajectory of the art sector of Bangladesh. So, for example, as you were saying, I think this was the first time in a 5-star hotel, Intercontinental Hotel, we have collaborated for a 10 days festival of celebrating Bangladeshi art, food, and culture. So that was a new norm itself. So we had a 10 days of art exhibition where we have featured 45 most renowned national and international artists of our country. At the same time, the hotel had an amazing festival of Bangla food. And then all those people and patrons, they came, they have also witnessed live art camp by the biggest masters, by the biggest name of Bangladeshi art sector. So that was a very amazing exchange program with the audience and the artists and the art lovers, given the hotel also hosts many international guests. And simultaneously, to capture the essence of Bangladesh, you have also displayed our local craft and artisans and weavers. I think that was a phenomenal job because we got amazing appreciation, and we are also expanding the mindset and people who are in power or who hold certain organizational capacity to include art, as you were saying, that not just to limit this for the elite class. And as we have exchanged and we have worked with more than 100 plus artists of Bangladesh and also many international artists. So that has been the challenge. They were saying that art has been kept only for the selected few, more like a bourgeoisie, but it's not the case. So I think we're breaking the norm in Bangladesh. We are trying as an organization. There are many organizations that's working for Bangladeshi art sector, but they're very handful. There may be 5, 6, 7, or 10. But we are the young people. We bring the fresh ideas, and I believe the journey will be more challenging, which is why it gives us more satisfaction, more appreciation, and this is what has been happening. This circle of people for the lifestyle, they are not as familiar with the art, at least the finer visual art sector. So for them, it's a very nice thing. So they're coming, they're experiencing, they're reading the story, the journey that goes through of creating an art. So I think that's quite satisfying as an organization, and we would like to continue these sorts of small engagement apart from our very big initiatives, if you may want to know.
So as you all know that HerNet Fine Arts is also working in collaboration and has been in talks with Shilpakala Academy for a few art projects like creating the art data center. And as you all know that the big declaration is on its way that HerNet Fine Arts is going to launch the finest art exhibition in Japanese embassy. Our planning and we think that it will feature something that will shake the art landscape of our country. You are confident about that?
That's really a very big word. As I have always believed, under promise and over deliver. This is what as an organization we believe in. But as you were saying regarding our collaboration with Shilpakala, so what is happening when we enter into the art scene, we realize how we can contribute, because we are a very small organization, but with a worldwide of reputation or the goodwill. That's all we have. And then because we have a IT concern company, we realize we lack information. We don't have a very big digital presence or a centralized, information center for Bangladeshi art sector. So we announced last year, December, that we're going to create the biggest art data center, where it will be actually playing a role of an encyclopedia, where you have many of the artists lack information through their website or their profile. They don't have that. 80% or 90% of the artists of our country, they don't have that. And as you know, as an artist, how do you grow? You grow when you exchange with international organization, and that's how ranking of an artist and also the rank of a country as an art sector goes high. And I think that's where we have a huge vacuum. So which is why our art data center, we are featuring and we are providing 100 websites to renowned, even emerging artists of our country, profiling them. It will also have a very big art market. It will feature a very big art market at the same time. Anything related to art, every organization, every norm, every event, every history, the transformation, the ancient journey to post-liberation to pre-liberation, or as of the new Bangladesh, everything will be archived and it will be presented virtually through AI. And I think this is what we needed. I'm sure there are many small things scattered here and there, but as an organization, our goal is to actually represent the whole art sector, the finance sector on a platter, not just for Bangladeshi people, not just for the artists, not just for the patron, but also for the global market that we have. As you know, HerNet Foundation had the privilege of having a very strong relationship and ties So I think that's a very ambitious goal, but we believe in ambition because when HerNet Foundation launched HerNet Television in 2018 as the first television for women empowerment in Asia, everyone called us crazy. But look at us where we have come. Many mainstream media organizations has followed our footprint of promoting SDG, women empowerment, gender parity. So I think this is going to be another challenge that we will achieve and we will cherish. So this data center is on its way, and we have shared our entire plan and ideas with Shilpakola, given Shilpakola is the concern and representation of Bangladeshi government, and they have also appreciated if I quote them, like these sorts of initiatives should have come from the government, but they don't have it. But they're very glad that HerNet Foundation is creating such a thing, and they have promised all of their cooperation because frankly you really don't need much, just their information, and they're vouching us that everything that is we stand for as an art representation, and that's gonna happen and that's gonna materialize because we have, as you were mentioning about the Japan embassy. Is there something you want to know?
So connecting embassies with art, these are not very much common in Bangladesh, and this is really important to empower Bangladeshi artists in a global platform, and that's why the role of HerNet Foundation with its linkage to global audiences and global missions in Bangladesh that comes into play. How you are planning to execute such an event with different embassies in coming days that will empower and democratize and facilitate an environment for emerging and already the big names?
You have rightly said so. I mean, the reason we are collaborating with foreign missions, embassy, and international organization, reason being, Bangladeshi art is so enriched. Our artists are so talented, but not everyone get the, attention or the focus that they deserve. And what happens in terms of art, not just the local community, you need foreign community endorsements so that these artists and this art can travel around the world. And that's how you truly actually empower the artist and also the country, as how enriched you are with your culture. I mean, if you don't show, it doesn't, I mean, people doesn't know, right? So that's why with the goodwill and the experience that HerNet Foundation have had working and collaborating with more than 35 or 40 foreign missions and international organization, I think we are very fortunate that we have we got the interest from many foreign missions to collaborate. For example, and we are discussing a very nice art initiative with the Norway embassy. So the main art exhibition, actually, this sort of engagements are more experimental, and these are cultural participation. But HerNet Fine Arts biggest art exhibition will debut in July, end of July, at Japan Embassy, because this will be a collaborative project between HerNet Foundation and Japan Embassy. And I believe Japan has been the biggest friend for Bangladesh, and they have been culturally so enriched that the whole world is are going gaga over the artists and the arts and how art sector has bloomed in Japan. So for them to come forward with this collaboration, I think that's give us a mileage and an opportunity to actually take Bangladeshi artists and represent the art in such international with organization. And as you know, we are creating something very different. Though it will be 8 days of art exhibition, we'll have the launch of our biggest art data center, HerNet Fine Arts Data Center, where we'll have the launch with all the artists. And in that exhibition, though we have worked with more than 100 artists, we will have 35 biggest name of Bangladesh, and international artists will participate. International artists will also join virtually, and we will have some international guests as well. And we are playing with the number of 7, where we'll have a representation of 7 biggest organization. So this art exhibition has been named Origins of Vision. So the reason being, we are playing with the origins of Bangladeshi art sectors. We are bringing artists who will represent the origin of their creativity. And I know this is also connect us to our roots. So that's why it has been named as, and which is why we have created an amazing 7 days program. I mean, it's not just the art exhibition that it opens on the 18th of July and then we close at the 24th and nothing happens in between apart from visitors coming. No, you are in for surprise, and that we will have amazing participation. Everyone around the corner in the country that are connected to art, or art collector, or art aficionados, art critics, they all will come together, and sectors that have been left ignored and has not been collaborated or been part or in direct engagement with art sector, they will be also be brought here. And then we're going to announce what we are planning, because we are, apart from embassies, we are also proceeding with the collaboration with international association like BIMSTEC, who we plan to take art worldwide. We are already in terms of conversation where 7 countries we all will come together, and we will host international event in each of this country representing the very Asian cultural sector and our own power, because when you merge together, greater thing happens. And I'm getting amazing response from such international organization. So touch wood, I hope our country remain rested, we find our sanity, and given the time is so divided, I hope that art and culture will bring the community together. So I hope an initiative like this, where the biggest stakeholders of our country, even the lowest sector or the most ignored sectors of our country, will come together. We all will find a common ground, art and culture that has no border. So we are also playing this, attempt where we bring everyone so they can come together and we can remain united, like this is us, because we are playing a game, you versus us, they versus them. So we really want to suppress that kind of hostility in our country, and HerNet Foundation has always played such role, and I hope that we can live up to our attempt and we can bring the community together and manifest that power is in unity, and our country can only stand tall when you respect the country's greatest creation, the resources, the art, the originality, and that's what we are trying to do, Paul.
That we have heard from the Secretary General of HerNet Foundation as well as the Chief Curator of HerNet Fine Arts. As we all know, that art is the global mediator for peace and coexistence. Since the dawn of civilization, actually human civilization started with arts, and it's the arts, it's the fine arts actually, which can bring us and lead us to a peaceful coexistence and a peaceful future where all kind of people, regardless of their mutual disagreements and anything that mutual hostilities, actually through arts we can go beyond all of them and establish a world. And that's why HerNet Fine Arts is doing a pivotal role. It's a young organization, still they're doing fabulously in a country like Bangladesh, where art has been not formally recognized as a sector. They're doing amazingly to make art industry stand up on its own, and we hope that they keep doing this, and all the best wishes from us is with them. Thank you audience.
Thank you.
And Eid Mubarak to you as well.
Thank you so much.